This week is about how to read decreases, and if you notice, I've knit this swatch on extra large needles so that you can see the stitches, and I've done it in two colors. Someone had this excellent suggestion. The blue rows are the wrong side rows. The white rows are the right side rows. Now when I'm working with decreases and I need to read them, one thing I need to be able to do is tell how many stitches are before the decrease on the right side of the work and how many stitches are on the left side. And in this case, you can see that this looks like the decrease right here, okay? And it is the decrease. And I've got 1, 2 stitches. I want to make sure that I have the same on the other side, 1, 2, or 3, or 1, or whatever the pattern is. Now, as with the increases, you can see that this was the row where I actually made the increase. These 2 stitches on the wrong side row, the row below, on the row below, the stitches on my needle when I make the decrease are the ones that look like the decrease. Now, I'm not going to go into what makes decreases look good or the various techniques. We're only going to talk about which way they slant. These decreases slant towards the left. That means that the stitch on top is slanted towards the left. On these, the stitch on top is the one that is slanting towards the right. So decreases can slant either to the right or the left, one or the other. And you should always have the same type of decrease on one side of the work and the reverse, the mirror image of that decrease on the other. Now, if we look here, we can see what a decrease is actually made of. It takes 2 stitches to make a decrease. And for the ones that slant towards the left, of these 2 stitches, the stitch on the right, here's one stitch, here's the other stitch, the one on the right is on top of the stitch to the left. The reverse is true over here. Here are my 2 stitches, I can see them. And the stitch to the left is on top of the one to the right, and that is what is making it slant towards the right. Now in this example, these are SSKs, and these are knit 2 togethers, but it doesn't really matter. Whatever technique you use to get a decrease of this sort, that's what's important to read. Now, how many rows do I have here? Okay, this is the row where I actually made the decrease. So if I were doing a pattern, following a pattern, and it said work a decrease at the right edge every 4th row, that would be, okay, there's my decrease. 1, 2, 3, and that's the row where I would work the decrease. Now, you will also see this labeled as every other right side row. I work a decrease on this right side row. There's the result there. On this right side row, I don't. On this right side row, I do. So that is every other. I skip one. And that's about all you need to know. Again, just being able to identify these things. Look at the 2 stitches. See which one is on top. If the one to the left is on top, or to the right is on top, then it is a left slanting decrease. If the one on the left is on top, then it is a right slanting decrease. This will be all labeled in the blog post itself, and as I did last week, I'll have a quiz that you can look at.